And one of the new things that we have created in the last few years for visitors that we didn't have when I came on board was the Inquirers class. And this is a place set aside where only those who are new and visiting come. It's a series of 8 different classes, and they just repeat over and over, and we keep up with which classes different ones have been to. Many people will come for a session or two, and we think it's just as important that if they learn that this church is not the place for them as it is that they learn that this is what they want to make their church home. And out of that class, where the first-time visitors come with all kinds of interesting questions, then comes the membership process. And many of the people who come to the Inquirers class and learn more about the church and get all their questions answered will then join and become voting members of the church. So it is extremely gratifying to see people coming from all different backgrounds, and yet there's a similar thread between the stories of searching for a place that is inclusive, searching for a place that is open-minded, searching for a place where they can just be accepted for who and what they are, and to have that sense of community and that sense of being cared for and being welcome into our midst. And I had a gentleman in class today that was like, it was his second Sunday here, and he said, I knew last Sunday when I walked into the service and sat down, this was it. And we hear that over and over. So it's very gratifying to know that this church does play a huge part in our city of offering something different, offering a place where all are welcome, all are accepted, where regardless of what your current theological beliefs are, you can come with your questions and that you will be supported and included as you search for answers to those questions. It's also very, very gratifying to find families that if the parents are from 2 different religious backgrounds, they can come here, be accepted for who and what they are, and have a place in a home where they can bring their children and have a spiritual life as a family, even though they're from 2 different backgrounds. I think the aha moment for a lot of people is that first time in worship service, because if a visitor walks into the parlor, which is where we greet visitors after worship service and where we have inquirers, and they've just stepped foot on campus, we always say, well, you're welcome to come to inquirers or go to service, but we always encourage them to go to service. If you come out of other religious backgrounds or out of an unchurched background and you walk in and you sit down and you experience that, it's a very different experience, and it's one that you almost have to have. And they walk into that parlor and they are in awe. They're like, I never knew a place like this existed. One where just by the words that are used with the when we say our affirmation, when we do our prayer, the way the prayer is started, the way it's ended, that everything that we do is so inclusive of everyone. And over time, that small group of visitors, which may include new people every single solitary week, become very close-knit. So the number one reason that people tell us that they are coming to church or that they're looking for a church at all is connection. And when they get that in the service, but when they come to Inquirers class, they immediately get that connection of a small group. And the number 2 thing is service. And you hear that in every service, worship service too. It's about giving back to the community. And all the different groups that we have here at church, from the food bank to North Dallas Shared Ministries to City Square, that our members are actively involved with, it gives them a very easy way to find their interest and to be able to give back to the community. And the connection is something that they feel and they experience on their very first Sunday here. And they are so excited about that experience, and they share that with us, and that is uplifting to me on an ongoing basis every single solitary week.